I always got this sense during the 80s and the 90s was this sense that you'd gone from being this incredibly transformative and radical and exciting and glamorous band, and suddenly it becomes like a career, doesn't it? Suddenly it becomes a different thing, and I always kind of wondered how you were dealing with that, and that idea that suddenly it become a little more routine than you would have liked.
And I think that routine it's maybe inevitable with something like that. It's kind of like a fabulous beast being rescued and being put somewhere to thrive, and the fact that it's put in an ideal place for it to thrive, it gets lazy. And I think without its natural predators or the danger of the uncontrollable elements happening, it's a real paradox, because as an artist you always strive, we want this perfect situation, we don't want any of this crap happening. I don't have to worry about haven't got enough money to get up to town, I've got to bunk on the bus, or all that kind of stuff. You think, so soon as I get rid of the petty stuff, then I can concentrate on the work. And of course you get rid of all the petty stuff and then you're there, and it's like, well, you're in this environment that you've created, which is perfect, but it's sanitized in a way. It's an odd paradox, and I don't know what the solution is. The last thing you'd want to do is say, yes, keep it tough, be the struggling artist in the garret, because I always knew that was rubbish as well. But it's I don't know, it's one of those.
It was particularly galling for you, I would imagine, because everything you were doing was about magic, and it was about revelation and then beauty, and then you were finding yourself in these awful traps.
I don't know, it's that environment of being established, of having created something. It's like, how do you springboard from that? And I think it's a common dilemma with anyone, that it's a fantastic achievement to survive, but also it can be a curse. That thing of burning out when you've peaked, and then it's done, it's in history, that they've never seen you evolve and then get old, and then in perceptions kind of like just solidify and not really move much, which is the last thing that anyone would want. But I think just doing it and discovering what you can do or can't do, or I don't know. I certainly feel I've come to a point where I've been where there's you're approaching 30 and you think, oh my God, it's over, and then 40, oh my God, it's real, and I think I've just started. With the next decade, it's kind of like, who gives a fuck, really? And I just, you have to put all of that into perspective, because I remember when 18, 19, I remember, not all 18, 19-year-olds are young. I remember feeling quite isolated, that I wasn't seeking that conformity of like, find a husband, get married, settle down, do this. And so I know that's always within me. And like being young doesn't mean you are young, and being old doesn't mean you are old either.